Hello, it's Martin here again. In my last video, I talked about, excuse me, the possibility of looking to start thinking about retirement when you're 70, and the pros and cons, and how we all feel about when we get to this age, doing a manual job. But this time I wanted to talk about the physical side of still doing a manual job at 70 years old, because I think this is also a major factor in where we go from here. When you're reaching that age, which is harder to do the job, and obviously more physically demanding. So what are the differences compared to years ago? Well, I think we all know that obviously when we were younger, we were able to do more work. We were able to obviously get more done, and we were physically probably stronger, and we were also probably more able to continue the day without feeling tired. So I think what's happening now for us when we get to this age, and I don't know about any of you, but we're starting to probably slow down, which is a normal thing when you get to a point of retirement. And how do we use this in terms of being able to still do the work? Because one of the problems you've got, I think, or we've got, is the pricing. Because obviously when you're young and you're moving faster and getting things done quicker, customer sees more work being done for the same amount of money. So when we're getting to older, we still want to have the same money, but obviously our work tends to be what should I say, more it tends to be slower. So therefore, are we able to get the same money based on that factor? And I think the answer is we probably can, because we're more conscientious. We might be more conscientious. I'm not saying we are, but we might be more conscientious about the job. And I think people sometimes, when they see us as an older person, they probably, customers I'm talking about, they probably think, or probably look to think we're going to do a nice job. And I think so that's our advantage of being older in the trade. And the other thing is so I don't think it's too much of a problem from a pricing point of view compared to young and old. But the other thing is, how do we pace ourselves? Because obviously we are can't keep going as much and as long as when we were younger. So how do we pace ourselves? And that's the other thing. And I'd like to hear back from any of you guys as well on how you feel about how you pace yourself. What do you do? Do you tend to cut the hours down? Do you cut the days down? What are your ideas of being able to reduce your pace? By which method do you use? And the other thing is, obviously, the jobs are harder. The jobs that are harder tend to be more lifting. For me, for a flooring business, it's not so much being on my knees and doing the job. I find that perfectly okay. It's actually the lifting of the materials, as opposed to the actual job, doing the job itself. So what do you feel? Do you feel that that's you as well, or are you thinking in other ways? And the other thing is, well, obviously, as we're now getting older, we're starting to think about reducing our hours. So, for instance, I don't work as hard Well, I do work hard based on my age, of course, but I don't work as hard as I did when I was younger. Um, so I'm looking to reduce my hours. Although I still start quite early, I tend to like to finish around 3 o'clock if that's possible. Um, and that's my way of being able to continue keeping going. Um, is by simply reducing my hours. I don't work till 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. I can't physically do it. Um, so yeah, so if any of you are out there, again, I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know how you are, how are you coping with this? How are you coping with the physical side of still doing a manual job at a retirement age or above? So let me know, and I'll be I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks very much once again. Speak to you soon.